Yo, what's up, people? Anyway, before we get started, like usual, spark with phone. Anyway, I've got to speed through this because obviously YouTube only upload 10-15 minutes, like I said before. But anyway, I've wrote down a few notes I want to talk about. Medication for bipolar. Right. There's a lot of medication for bipolar out there. Now, I've been through it all, from start to finish. Anything you can think of. Antipsychotic drugs, mood swing drugs, fucking anxiety drugs, there's it's unbelievable how many drugs there is out there. But anyway, I just wanted to say that the medication that I found that worked for me in person is when my psychiatrist put me on lamotrigine. It's called lamotrigine, which is a bipolar medication. So you get lamotrigine and you get lithium. And now lithium's more expensive than lamotrigine, so they tend to put you on lamotrigine first, and then if that doesn't work, they put you on lithium, and then if that doesn't work, well, they try different stuff out. Well, they put me on lamotrigine, and lamotrigine helped a lot with me. Trouble is, I was still down, I was still not right. So they went from lamotrigine, and they upped it, 50 milligrams to, 100 milligrams, 150, and now I'm on 250. I think it's 250 milligrams a day. So they done that, and I found out that I wasn't still quite right. So he put me on quetiapine. Now, quetiapine is an antipsychotic. Well, at low doses, under 100 milligrams, it's a sleep medication. But over 100 milligrams, it's an antipsychotic drug. Now, I had psychotic episodes where I would just go completely off the rails. So I started off with 25 milligrams, and it went to, 50, and then 100, and then before you know it, I'm on 500 milligrams of quetiapine, which is a lot. Anyway, so that helped me, but it made me very, very, very emotional, and I don't know why, don't have a clue why, but it did. Basically, then from the quetiapine, then he put me on, what was it after that? He put me on lamotrigine, quetiapine, and then diazepam, I think it was diazepam he put me on after that. So he put me on diazepam at 20 milligrams a day, so I take 10 milligrams in the morning, 10 milligrams at night. But I suffer from severe insomnia, hence the black bags under my eyes, which I've always had, because I've always, found it hard to sleep. So with all this medication, it helps me sleep. But then he put me on duloxetine, which is an antidepressant, which increases your serotonin in your brain, right? So not only does it increase serotonin, it increases norepinephrine and dopamine inside your brain and chemistry. Now, that helped quite a bit. It gets you up, gets you going, whatever. And then because I couldn't sleep, they put me on a drug called Zolpidem, which is a sleep medication, which is extremely strong. So with all this medication put together, duloxetine, lamotrigine, quetiapine, diazepam, and Zolpidem, so I'm on 5 different medications. And I still am to this day. I probably will have to take this for the rest of my life. But think about it. If you have to take a pill to keep you alive every single day, would you take it? Would you take one pill? or 5 pills every day to keep you alive and keep you functioning and keep you well and healthy, you know, blah blah blah. Anyway, like I say, I've got to keep this video short. Another thing is, I just wanted to tell you is, it was in the paper anyway, so you probably know about this, or most people know about this. I lost my licence over drugs and drugs and alcohol, which I do get my licence back on June the 5th. So it's only like another couple of months or whatever. Due to being high and smoking weed as I was driving, and cop pulled me over, searched my whole entire car, got a search warrant, searched my house, and found fucking 600 Viagra in my room in a safe, which is a Class C drug. But yeah, and obviously cannabis now is a Class B drug. So yeah, I got fucking done for all that. I went to magistrates court 3 times for drug dealing, a weapons charge, possession with intent to supply, and possession. Luckily, I paid for a private solicitor and a private barrister, which in the end cost me, fuck knows, about 3 or 4 grand, right, to get me out of this. Because if not, I'd probably be in jail. So luckily, you know, on that side of it, you know, I'm still here, and, you know, I'm still talking to you now, and I'm still at home. So, which is obviously good, because I don't want to be in prison, you know. No, nobody does. Yeah, nobody wants to be in prison. You know, it's a harsh place, and just basically full of dickheads. You know, and I've been through everything from GPs, doctors, to mental health doctors, to crisis teams, to steps to change, to psychologists, to psychiatrists, to you name it, counsellors. I've been to everything. Nothing helped me apart from a guy called Neil Hunt, and he's in Cambridge. Now, I'll get to that topic, you know, in due course, like I say. And I'll let you know who he is, where he is, his number, everything. I'll sort that out for you. So if you do have problems, and it is 195 quid for, like, the first consultation is 1 hour, and then after that it's basically half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour for 200 quid basically, which is a lot of money. But trust me, he's the best I've ever been to. I've been on begablin as well, gabapentin, all sorts of nasty drugs that have nasty withdrawal side effects. I felt like a zombie, you know. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. And I had to come off that, and I'll tell you what, it was worse than heroin withdrawals, coming off pregabalin, or what they call Lyrica. It's like a generic name. So basically, so yeah, I just wanted to tell you a bit about, you know, like I say, what I've been through, and what can help others, you know, like with medication wise and going to your doctors. By the way, GPs, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure that GPs can't prescribe bipolar medication. They can prescribe antipsychotics and diazepam and morphine and all that sort of shit, but they can't prescribe lithium and lamotrigine, because they don't know enough about it. So it has to come from a psychiatrist or a mental health doctor. I think a mental health doctor can do it, I'm not sure. But a psychiatrist is where I got mine from, which is Neil Hunt. And like I say, I will give you his number and whereabouts he is. I think his postcode is CB2 9LG, if it's correct, in Cambridge. Now, you know, he was amazing. He was amazing. The first drug that he put me on, which was lamotrigine, was just, it started to change my life. You know, I was suicidal and everything. It was horrible. I don't know what I was just floating around in life, not knowing what to do. You know, I just basically wanted to end my life, and you know, and when I went to him, you know, he helped me a lot, a hell of a lot. And then because of the quetiapine made me emotional. Now, when he put me on diazepam, it equaled it out. So because the quetiapine made me emotional, he put me on 500 milligrams, but 500 milligrams was too much. So what I did myself was lower it to 400 milligrams a day, but then incorporating 20 milligrams of diazepam a day, which all of a sudden balanced me out. So the diazepam can make you sort of quite sharp, blunt, angry. You know, if you're not careful, if you take too much of it, it can make you quite sort of angry and quite sort of sharp, and you know, a bit too much sort of thing. But yeah, so it is what it is. And like I say, duloxetine increases your serotonin, norepinephrine, and your dopamine levels, which for some people it doesn't work. You know, some people go on Prozac, some people go on escitalopram, sertraline. There's just, you know, trifluazepine. There's so much medication out there that, you know, that they can put you on. But yeah, if the psychiatrist thinks that you do have bipolar, he will, if you really push him, he will prescribe you lamotrigine or lithium. Most likely lamotrigine at the start. See if that works. But you have to work up gradually with lamotrigine, because if not, you can develop a fatal rash, and where it can kill you. Like, you know, it can kill you. It's like basically someone that's allergic to nuts, for instance, and they eat a blooming whole bag of nuts, you know, and it swells at the throat. They could die from it. You know what I mean? Which is why most people that are allergic to nuts and seafood and stuff carry an EpiPen, so they can just jab it in themselves or whatever, or someone can jab it in themselves, you know, for them as whatever, if they get into a fit or they can't breathe and the throat swells up, whatever. Anyway, we're getting off topic, so bollocks. But anyway, yeah. But that's pretty much the end of this video, because it's like 13 minutes, and if I go over 15 minutes, I'm pretty much fucked. I can't upload it. I've got a friend that's willing to help me, which is great. You know, shout out to you, Carl Barfoot. You know, you've been my mate for years, since we was a kid. You know, and hopefully you can help me out. You know, because like I said, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. So hopefully you can help me out. And the last thing is, basically, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, which I think is up there, and follow me, and for more videos, you know, if you want. You know, it doesn't bother me, but if you want to see more content, you know, if you want to get help and you want to know how I done it and how I got out of it, then keep following me, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep viewing my videos. Apart from that, I'm out. Peace out.